guys, this is Veronica and Aman from Avvagraphy. We are wife and husband duo.
We are destination photographers based in Europe, primarily focusing on couples, portraits and weddings.
Welcome to our channel. Here we will be sharing tips and tricks we have learned along the way.
And you can also expect behind the scenes from our photo shoots and our travels.
We believe you will enjoy our content and join us on our journey.
So today we will be talking about our 5 favorite warm-up poses for couples.
Most of our couples are not professional models and they come to our photo shoots quite nervous, and that's why we have prepared 5 poses and directions which will get them warm up for photo shoot and which are not too cheesy.
So the first pose which we ask our couples to do in the beginning of the photo shoot is standing straight in front of the camera. So we direct our couples to stand in front of the camera holding hands and look straight into the camera. As you can see, from here you can go into many variations. You can ask them to look at each other, you can ask them to look into the camera, and you can ask them to go for a kiss on the cheek, or even you can ask them to look away from each other.
From the first pose we can continuously move to the second pose, which is walking together. This pose is very simple and natural to any couple. We ask them to walk towards us and interact with each others, look around or look at each other's, hold their hands and just have fun with it. These photos usually turns out very candid because couple is enjoying themselves and they forgot about being nervous.
So yeah, as soon as you look into the camera, the awkwardness comes in. What we focus on is to make them interact with each other, tell jokes to each other, or we also have like prompts which they can say to each other to make them feel less nervous. So the next pose is called hugging from behind. We usually ask the guy to hug his better half from the back, and they can interact with each other and look at each other. The guy has to be a bit on side so we see more of his profile as well. And how we direct it is we ask them to look at each other, or the guy could go for a kiss on the forehead or a kiss on a cheek, or they can even go for a kiss if they feel like already in the front of the camera. Here we also recommend to change the angles. If you are shooting in landscape, you can always try portrait. If you are shooting in portrait, you can always try a wider angle, and you can also go lower or go higher to get a different perspective. It's always really good to try different perspectives and different angles.
The fourth pose is called forehead to forehead. This pose already introduced a little bit more intimacy into the photographs.
So we basically ask our couples to touch forehead to forehead and look at each other. It's a bit intimate pose, so we ask them to look at each other or close eyes even and think about something, think about a moment which they like the most.
Just enjoy themselves.
As you can see on the screen, there can be multiple variations for this pose. You can ask them to touch foreheads, you can ask them to touch their noses, you can ask them to look at each other intimately, or you can also ask them to go for almost kiss. So this almost kiss is a really good trick to create a sort of tension between the couples, and like it's the tension before the main event. So it's like a tension before the main event, which kind of is a drum roll. So yeah, that really creates magical photos. So we definitely recommend you including this pose in your shortlist.
The last but not the least is a pose called back to back.
So we ask our couple to stand back to back. Not completely back to back, but on an angle so we see more of their faces as well, and we ask them to hold hands.
As you can see, this pose works very well with open sky, architecture, arches and nature.
There can be multiple variations of this pose, so you can ask your couple to look away from each other, look at each other, look down or look up. In terms of expression, they can have a poker face. They can even have closed eyes with poker face. They can have closed eyes with smiling face or just a smiling face.
These are the 5 poses we usually use to start our couple photo shoots. And remember that no matter what poses you choose for your couple, it's always important to make your couple as comfortable as possible, because not everyone is used to be in front of the camera. So interact with your couple, make them happy, make them laughing, and it will work. We hope this video gave you some more ideas about how to pose your couples, and maybe introduce something new in your photo shoots.
That you don't forget these poses, we have created a free downloadable cheat sheet which you can refer to and have on the go during your shoots to create multiple poses. We hope you enjoyed the video and got some value out of it. We are continuously working to make more videos in future like this to help you grow as a photographer.
We are looking forward to build a community around this channel, and if you want to get to know us, you can even drop us a message on our social media.
All the links are in the description below, along with your downloadable cheat sheet.
Exactly. See you!
See you in the next one.